everyone, and welcome back to FlowSpeak English, your podcast for improving your listening skills through real conversations. I'm Chris.
And I'm Anna. Thanks for joining us today. So what are we talking about this time?
Today's topic is something millions of people experience every day, working in an office.
Perfect topic. Whether you're already working in an office or preparing for your first office job, there's a lot to discuss.
Absolutely. Office culture, office politics, dealing with colleagues, it can be quite overwhelming, especially if it's your first time.
So true. And office life has changed so much in recent years, hasn't it?
Dramatically. When I started working, everyone had to be at their desk from 9 to 5 sharp, no flexibility whatsoever.
The traditional office setup. And now?
Now we have hybrid work, remote work, flexible hours. Some people barely go to the office at all anymore.
The pandemic really accelerated that change. Companies realized people could be just as productive working from home.
Exactly. Though I have to say, there are things I miss about being in the office full-time.
Like what?
The social aspect mainly, those spontaneous conversations by the coffee machine, having lunch with colleagues, the general buzz of people working together.
That's a good point. Remote work can be isolating. You lose that sense of community.
Definitely. But on the other hand, there are plenty of things about office life that nobody misses.
Go on. I'm curious what you're thinking.
Meetings. Endless, unnecessary meetings. That could have been an email.
Oh, don't even get me started on meetings. I once had a 2-hour meeting where we literally discussed nothing of importance.
2 hours? That's painful.
It was. And at the end, we scheduled another meeting to continue the discussion.
A meeting to plan another meeting. Classic office behavior.
Exactly. You know what I've learned over the years? A good meeting should have 3 things: a clear agenda, a time limit, and only the people who actually need to be there.
Absolutely. And if you're invited to a meeting that's not relevant to your work, it's okay to decline politely.
Good advice. Protecting your time is important. Now, let's talk about open office spaces. What's your opinion on them?
Mixed feelings, honestly. On one hand, they're supposed to encourage collaboration and communication.
That's the theory, yes.
But in practice, they can be incredibly distracting. Someone's always on a loud phone call, or typing aggressively, or eating crunchy snacks right next to you.
The snacks. Why does everyone choose the crunchiest possible snacks?
I have no idea. Carrots, apples, chips. It's like they're trying to be as loud as possible.
And then there's the infamous microwave fish incident.
Every office has that one person who microwaves fish for lunch.
It's an unwritten rule. Never microwave fish in a shared office.
Never. But seriously, I think the problem with open offices is that they don't account for different working styles. Some people work better with background noise, others need complete silence.
That's a really good point. What's the solution then?
Flexibility. Have some open collaborative areas, but also provide quiet zones or small meeting rooms where people can focus.
Makes sense. Give people options rather than forcing one style on everyone.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about something that can make or break your office experience: relationships with colleagues.
This is so important. You spend 8 hours a day with these people, sometimes more.
Right. Having good relationships makes work so much more enjoyable. Bad relationships make it miserable.
So how do you build good relationships at work?
First, be genuinely friendly and approachable. Say good morning, make small talk, show interest in people beyond just work topics.
But not too much interest, right? You don't want to be nosy or inappropriate.
Good point. There's a balance. You want to be friendly without being intrusive.
What about office politics? That's something people often struggle with.
Office politics can be tricky. Every workplace has them to some degree.
What do you mean by office politics exactly?
It's basically the informal power dynamics in an office. Who influences decisions? Who's in whose favor? Unspoken alliances between people.
Sounds complicated.
It can be. My advice is to stay professional, don't gossip, and focus on doing good work.
Gossip is so toxic in offices.
It really is. It might feel good to vent about a difficult colleague, but it usually makes things worse in the long run.
Absolutely. If you have a problem with someone, address it directly with them rather than talking about them behind their back.
That's mature advice. Though I know it can be hard to confront someone directly.
It is hard, but it's the right thing to do. And keep it professional. Focus on the behavior, not the person.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Instead of saying, "You're so annoying in meetings," say, "I've noticed you often interrupt when others are speaking. Could we try to let everyone finish their thoughts?"
That's much better. You're addressing the issue without attacking the person.
Exactly. Now let's talk about something else. Work-life balance in an office environment.
This is crucial. It's so easy to let work take over your entire life.
Especially with smartphones now. You can check work emails anywhere, anytime.
I used to be terrible at this. I'd check emails before bed, first thing in the morning, even on weekends.
That's not healthy. What changed?
I realized it was affecting my stress levels and my relationships outside of work, so I set strict boundaries.
What kind of boundaries?
No work emails after 7 p.m. or before 8 a.m., and definitely no work emails on weekends unless it's a genuine emergency.
How did that feel at first?
Honestly, scary. I thought something urgent would come up and I'd miss it.
But did anything terrible happen?
Nope. The emails were still there in the morning. The world kept turning.
That's the thing people need to realize. Most things aren't as urgent as they seem.
Exactly. And when you're well rested and have a life outside of work, you actually perform better at your job.
So true. What other aspects of office life should we discuss?
Dress code. That's something people often stress about, especially when starting a new job.
Good one. Dress codes vary so much between companies.
They really do. Some offices are super formal, suits and ties every day.
While others are very casual, jeans and sneakers are fine.
The best advice is to observe what others are wearing, especially senior people and managers.
Right? You don't want to be the only person in a suit if everyone else is casual, or vice versa.
And when in doubt, it's usually better to be slightly overdressed than underdressed, at least at first.
Agreed. You can always dress down once you understand the culture.
What about lunch breaks? That's another thing that varies between offices.
Oh, definitely. Some places have a strong culture of eating lunch together.
While in others, everyone just eats at their desk while working.
I personally think taking a proper lunch break is important. You need that mental break during the day.
I agree, but I know a lot of people who feel guilty taking a full hour for lunch.
That's a problem with work culture in general. People feel like they need to appear busy and dedicated at all times.
The whole first one in, last one out mentality.
Exactly. But that's not sustainable, and it doesn't actually lead to better work.
No, it just leads to burnout.
Speaking of which, let's talk about dealing with stress at work.
Very important topic. Office jobs can be quite stressful.
They can. Tight deadlines, difficult projects, demanding bosses, interpersonal conflicts.
So, how do you manage that stress?
First, take regular breaks. Don't just sit at your desk for 8 hours straight.
Even just a 5-minute walk can help clear your mind.
Exactly. And talk to people about how you're feeling. Don't bottle it all up.
Good advice. What else?
Learn to prioritize. You can't do everything at once. Focus on what's most important and urgent.
And don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
Yes, asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's smart.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up, let's give some practical advice for people who are new to office work.
Great idea. What's the first thing they should know?
Observe and learn before trying to change things. Every office has its own culture and unwritten rules.
That's smart. Don't come in on day one thinking you know better than everyone.
Right. Watch how people communicate, when they take breaks, how formal or informal the environment is.
What else?
Build relationships early. Don't just hide at your desk. Introduce yourself. Be friendly. Ask questions.
And find a mentor if possible. Someone who can show you the ropes and give you guidance.
That's invaluable, especially in your first few weeks.
What about practical skills? What should someone know before starting an office job?
Basic computer skills are essential. You need to be comfortable with email, Word, Excel, maybe PowerPoint.
And learn the specific software your company uses as quickly as possible.
Yes, don't be afraid to ask for training or tutorials.
Communication skills are also crucial. You need to write clear emails, speak up in meetings, present ideas effectively.
And time management. You'll usually be juggling multiple tasks and deadlines.
Learning to prioritize and organize your work is key.
One last piece of advice. Be professional, but also be yourself.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you should maintain professional standards. Be punctual, dress appropriately, communicate respectfully.
But you don't have to become a completely different person.
Exactly. Your personality, your sense of humor, your interests, those things make you unique and valuable.
Good point. Authenticity is important.
All right, I think that covers the main aspects of office life.
We've talked about remote versus office work, meetings, office spaces, colleague relationships, work-life balance, dress code, stress management.
Quite a comprehensive discussion.
Hopefully, our listeners have learned something useful, whether they're already working in an office or preparing to start.
And remember, every office is different. These are general guidelines, but you'll need to adapt to your specific workplace.
Very true. All right, that's all we have time for today.
Thanks so much for listening to FlowSpeak English. We hope this episode helped you practice your listening skills.
And if you're working in an office, we'd love to hear about your experiences. What's the best or worst thing about your office?
Leave a comment and let us know.
Keep practicing, keep listening.
And keep speaking English with confidence.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
See you next time.